Hello, my name is Eechdaa Dave Ketah. I'm the Alaska Native Artist in residence here at Sheldon Jackson Museum. While I've been here, I've been finishing a killer whale mask. This killer whale mask is inspired by the story of Natsatlaneh and the first killer whale. As that story goes, the young man Natsatlaneh married a woman from a distant village from his own, and he moved to her village. He was a very skilled carver and spear hunter. And as many people congratulated him for that, his brothers-in-law became very jealous of him. They hatched a plan where one day they went out in a canoe for a spear hunting trip. They went way out in the ocean to a sea lion rock. And as they approached the sea lion rock, Natsatlaneh at the front of the canoe jumped off on the rock to go spear a sea lion. As he was set to spear the sea lion, he hears splashing, which distracts him, and he looks back to see his brothers-in-law abandoning him on the rock. Well, his prey got away, and he's left there for the tide to take him, and he's despondent, and he sits down and begins contemplating what will be next. And the cold sets in and the tide's rising, and suddenly a supernatural being calls out to him. It's a sea lion man. It calls to him to follow, and he follows the sea lion man to the underwater kingdom of the sea lion. And there he finds that they have a young sea lion, the son of the king of the sea lion, and he has a spear tip broken off inside of him. And they ask for help, and Natsatlaneh reaches in to the wound and extracts the broken off spear tip. Well, that young sea lion survives, he regains his health, and the sea lion people are very thankful, so they take Natsatlaneh back to his village. In the dark of night, he sneaks back into his house and goes and wakes his wife, who thinks that he's dead. She's very excited, but he quiets her, and he grabs his carving tools and sets off into the darkness and walks a great distance away from his village to a place where he begins carving on a spruce log. And on that spruce log, he carves a creature, and he throws it into a tide pool, and that creature swims a little bit, rolls over, and sinks. Well, not to be discouraged, he tries again with a red cedar log. And that red cedar log is more successful as the creature. It makes it to another tide pool, but it also rolls over and sinks. Tries again with a hemlock log, and that one is even more successful as his design is improved, his carving has improved, and it makes it to a third tide pool, but it rolls over and sinks. And finally, he tries with a yellow cedar log. And that yellow cedar carving of the first killer whale was beautiful, had great detail. And when he put it into the water, it easily jumped through all of the tide pools and into the ocean and swam around powerfully with great speed. And as we know, the killer whale is an apex predator, the fastest swimming mammal in the ocean. Natsatlaneh was very successful, so he calls to the killer whale and goes over and jumps on its back and holds on through the hole that he's made as a handle in the dorsal fin. And the killer whale takes him back to his village, and he enters into the village, and all the villagers are excited to see him. They thought he was dead. They're very excited for him. Understandably, the brothers-in-law don't really celebrate. Well, life goes back to normal, and one day, the brothers-in-law go out into the canoe to go fishing. And while they're out there, Natsatlaneh's creation approaches the canoe and breaks it in half, and the brothers-in-law are drowned and lost. And that killer whale remembered that instruction given to it by Natsatlaneh and one more, and that's that the killer whale should never ever harm another human being again, and we know that they never have in the wild. And that's the story of how the first killer whale was was created.